It's time to check out VJ's best games in terms of scoring the basketball. He had 30 points versus KSU and 28 points versus BYU. So let's take a look. So he started off this game, 2 made 3-pointers, and all of a sudden the defense respects him a little bit more, and that's key for him because in this situation, he catches, the defender is very scared he's going to shoot the rock because he already hit 2. But honestly, this is not really a reckless closeout at all. He still kind of stops before the 3-point line, but it doesn't matter. VJ's first explosive quick step is enough to make him pay. One dribble, and he's elevating to the rim. You see how fast he gets to the rim? That is unbelievable. And he's not just at the rim, he's well above the rim. It's funny to watch the weak side help defender try to rotate. Simply stands no chance. Not athletic, not quick enough for VJ's standards. Instantly probably becomes the best Sixer transition player. Kansas State is really lackadaisical with who's picking up who. No one picks up VJ here. 2 dribbles, and look at where he's elevating from. Outside of the paint, I mean, he's far away. And at this point, this opposing big man is in the same position as VJ. He's loading up to go and contest. Go a little forward, look at this. Oh, he's still loading up while VJ is elevating. And look how he elevates. He elevates with the ball as high as possible so he doesn't get it poked loose during the process. And at this point, there's no purpose for the defender to even try and contest. When he catches with space, it's pretty much game over. He's getting to the rim. It reminds me of Jaylen Brown. It reminds me of Anthony Edwards, those types of archetypes, because they're so quick to the hoop and they're so quick getting off the ground, the defense can't do anything about it. If you want to get the most out of VJ, you need a number one option who's going to take all the attention away. Because imagine if Joel Embiid is good enough to draw double teams like he has in the past. Swing pass out of a double team and then a swing to VJ with all this space and opportunity. He's most likely getting pressure on that rim. This ability, if it expands and keeps growing, he has the potential to be a great second or third option in terms of scoring in a lineup. Same exact thing. Baylor beats Kansas State up the court. He's already picked up speed, and when he picks up speed, it's game over because he's getting this high off the ground. Again, that contest does absolutely nothing. One of the biggest issues for the Sixers has been scoring in transition. It has cooked them in the playoffs. Everyone says the game slows down. That is true, but also you got to take advantage of missed shots, turnovers, and the Sixers have not done that at an elite level. I want you guys to notice how quick he is off the ground. He's playing off 2 feet here. So he hops right here for the first time, and once he touches the ground, immediately hopping again. Before the rim protector got off the ground once, he got off the ground 2 times. And I'm telling you, this type of athlete, him buying in on the defensive end of the floor, but also he's a willing and quick passer. He's not going to make advanced reads, but if the simple read is there and he needs to make a one more pass, you better believe it, he's making it. He does not process the game slow in this regard. And I feel like athletes who are in the 1% in terms of the NBA, they usually aren't the quickest decision makers passing wise. And I think the misconception about him is there's question marks on his shot. And I'm looking at his shot. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Because there's footage of him being a movement shooter. This isn't just stand still, catch and shoot. He's coming off a screen, he's catching, and then he's gathering. Great footwork, great follow through. By the way, he looks exactly like Ant Edwards on the follow through. That follow through is Ant Edwards. I'm telling you. He started off the season cold as a shooter. He struggled off the dribble in terms of shooting the 3-point shot, which is like, okay, at least he has it in his bag, but that really hurt his percentage. I have a lot of confidence in him becoming a volume 3-point shooter in the NBA. That form is not broken at all unless the Sixers draft him and he's like, oh, I got to hitch in my shot all of a sudden. That is possible. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but what I've seen from the footage at Baylor, I believe in his shot, and I really believe in it. Honestly, I don't understand how people say it's a weakness. This feels like a Tyrese Maxey situation if I'm being real. And then you see some flashes on the basketball every now and again. Here, the defender playing up on him. He easily goes around him with the help of the screen as well. Then look at this slight, quick pump fake. It gets the big man off of him, and the white boy behind him is just too slow to contest the shot to get a good, effective contest, and he finishes. And then here, he's driving to the right. Wicked behind the back. His handles are, of course, a work in progress. Struggles to create advantages with them. It's usually just his crazy speed and quick first step and things of that nature playing off the ball. But who says he can't develop? But in this game, he really flashed his connective passing. Draws a closeout because he was hitting shots this game. See you later, alligator. He's able to weave through traffic, jump stop, stay on balance, doesn't get it stripped. Acts like he's going up for a floater, and look at how high he gets off the ground so quickly. Are you kidding me? Then he dumps it off to his big guy who finishes the job. This is a pretty risky pass. I'm impressed with this one. He fakes the jump shot. If you pause it here, you're probably thinking, oh, he's just going to, swing it back to number one at the top of the key. But no, he sees the rim protector occupied by the post up, so the weak side short corner is open, floats it up over the top of that rim protector, and it's a slamma-jamma. BYU once again in his zone. He gets the screen, and now he has a free driving lane, and as we went over earlier with him in space, it's over. Instead of forcing a drive because two defenders are glued onto him, he hits the short corner again, and it's a free dunk. So I'm here on No Ceilings, NBA.com. I'll link this below. I just want to read one part of the article. It says projection. Look, 100th percentile outcomes don't happen very often, so I don't like to fixate on them very much, but when talking about talent at the top of the draft, I do think it's important to let your imagination run wild to a degree. All stats are per 100 possessions. Which prospect would you prefer? Now, to be honest, they're pretty much the same. VJ's is a little better, and he's player A, so that's good for us. And player B is Donovan Mitchell during his sophomore season at Louisville. But hold on, wait a minute. He wants to make it clear that I'm not saying VJ is going to turn into Mitchell. What I am saying is there's similarities, and if everything falls into place, I think that could be an approximate outcome. When Mitchell was in college, he was knocked for not being a traditional point guard, but lacking positional size for a shooting guard. Now, that was his best outcome. But later on, he wanted to be more reasonable, and he stated right now he's a star who competes like a role player. So if he needs to slide into a role, he'll be more than up to the task. And there are some really valuable role players who produce similarly to Edgecombe in college. Think Alex Caruso, Josh Hart, Keon Ellis, or Gary Payton II. Last thing, I just think he gets an unfair rap in terms of living up to his potential. Most likely, he's going to be an elite level role player and that's it. But also, it's most likely Ace Bailey is going to be around Jabari Smith level. But as fans, it's more accepted that Ace has star potential, but VJ does as well. And I'm not getting wrapped into the size too much because I believe he'll be a guy who can scale up and play bigger than what he's listed. Basically, the point of this video is I believe his ceiling is underrated.